So Luke, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to switch the subject a little bit, but going back to no well. Um so we was listening to a video where I don't know if you heard a bit where Big H was speaking to Banksy, yeah?
Oh, it was fucking lit. That was beef. That was beef
Okay.
central that night.
So one of Banksy's suggestions were for the boat people, or those that come in that way, to be put in internment camps and sort of treated like like a military exercise, and you know.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
just want to know what would like if you was in government, yeah, how would
Mm.
you deal with the incoming, you know, I don't want to be disrespectful, but the dingy people, as it were. How would
Yeah.
you deal with them? Yeah.
Um, this is where it might be a bit controversial because obviously my great granddad was interned, weren't he? For being he wasn't Italian born, he was conceived there, like born here, but because of his links to Italy, he was interned in the World War II. But I actually do support that decision. I think and obviously I'm not talking about now, like I'll move on to modern times, but in times of war, especially World War II, you do have to make drastic decisions that looking back may not be the right decision, but if you felt at the time was the right decision, I understand why that decision had to be made. I'm not fully against it, even though like my great granddad may highly disapprove of that. There's a lot of things that he did that I would also disapprove in. Anyway, I would actually support the decision of the government to intern people in modern day. Currently, I kind of understand that once they're here, we do have to house them in some form of way, as much as it kills me because it costs us, and instead of the money going on services for the people that live here, we're spending how many millions a day housing illegal immigrants. I do think that there's more responsibility needed at the other end, and to stop them entering that way. But once they are here, I don't actually think internment camp is a bad option. Now, if you mean like putting them straight to work and shit, then yeah. Say that again.
Look,
No,
One minute,
go on.
one minute,
Let him
one
finish. Go on,
minute. If instead of like having a hotel, if there was to have like internment, like build specific like processing centers, i.e., like an internment camp, then yeah, before that I wouldn't be against that. But if you're talking internment camp where you chuck them in there and they're breaking stones and shit, then I don't think that's. I don't see what that's going to benefit. That could be a benefit if they're actually making stuff and that, but.
So what would your internment camp look like then? What would it look like?
It'd be more like a processing center. So like having instead of them putting them up in hotels and people getting made billionaires off it, which we've just seen recently. Having a specific center that has like dormitories in there where they're sleeping and where they can be processed on that same, and it's got bars around it, it's caged in, it's a processing center for illegal immigrants or asylum seekers. They can work their way out of that center, but if they come to the shores, they get put in that center and they get processed instead of getting put into the hotels, potentially lost to the system, leave because they can't control them in these hotels. If they want to leave, they can't say no. Where if they have these detention centers / processing centers / internment camps, I think that's an ideal.
That's a lot of slashes, but I hear you.
Hey, you know what?
Because one of the arguments.
Rishi Sunak, hey, listen, yeah. If Rishi Sunak was a gangster, yeah, this is what he could have done. Yeah, he could have called like a conference of the United Nations people to rewrite the terms and conditions of the refugee conventions for 1951 to bring it up to date with today's whatever, and could have changed some of the wording or whatever in it. Like, but they never did that. So with the laws that's already in place, is the reason why the people that make their way to these different countries are the reasons. That's the reason why they make their way to it.
Yeah, listen,
it's basically like saying you can get life-saving medical treatment, but you have to break into
there's
the hospital.
Any reasonable person, Velle, do you always start with, or do you usually start with that? Like, we understand why they're coming here. Who wouldn't want to come here? We're one of the best countries in the world. Like, I completely understand why people want to come here.
MC Nemesis, is that crinkle?
But then there's also, so like times when you're speaking as well. I'd say a lot of people, when they hear your rhetoric, think that you're coming from a sense where every single person who's coming over is like a genuine asylum seeker. When we know, Velle, that people take the piss, and I think that's what we know is the people taking the piss, and to lump them in with
we're not talking about. We're talking about genuine cases, though, right? And they're saying that's where really and truly, if anyone was listening to the argument properly, they would agree with the argument of the safe routes thing, right? Because that means that people would have claims heard outside of the UK, before they even make their claim. So it would only be people that have been vetted through that way that will be making their way through. We have
some people want to close the borders full stop. We have an obligation to me, like if we want to be, if we want to continue being in this community, what we call like the West, and have these relationships. Don't forget, I always say this: we're a very tiny island, and yes, we have major influence, and our impacts that we've left in the world, that we've had in the world, is massive, and we should be proud of that. But don't get it twisted. Don't get twisted. If people are like invade or bomb us, it's going to be quite simple to do if we're left on our own to our own devices. So we need to continue the relationships in some sense.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
One second. Let me just mic check. Let me just. And Nines, hold on. You're gonna go next year after me.
Hey guys, is my microphone working? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. We spoke to this guy before, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm Aaron Woodard.
I'll do.
But Velle, I have a quick question for him.
Wait. Let Nines go next.
No, just a quick one to Luke. Yeah, I'm gonna let you lot go still. But Luke, in terms of Europe, do you know where England comes in the table for accommodating asylum seekers, etc., etc.? Do you know where England is in the table?
Yeah, we're not up there.
No,
we're not
destination of asylum seekers. That table was. Destination for asylum seekers.
Well, Ellen DeGeneres just moved to the UK.
The table that Nines was talking about was for destinations for asylum seekers.
But Ellen DeGeneres is not going to be moving into a hotel at the cost of a taxpayer, is she?
Hello, does anyone hear me?
Yes, I'm saying that Ellen DeGeneres is not going to come here and move into a hotel at the cost of the taxpayer.
She did. She has moved to the UK.
Yeah, and she's bought a mansion in Cotswold and she's paid tax on it.
Okay, so why would she?
There's no comparison.
Go to the UK?
Because why would anybody want to come to the UK?
Well, the USA is better than the UK, but she left because
some may argue not. It's not often that
America's
you're in school and you get shot over here.
She's come to seek sanctuary because America has turned their back on her.
No, because Trump's basically come in. Yeah, well, there was a quote I read today, and she said that it's because America doesn't agree with her sexuality, which is complete bullshit. Americans don't have a problem with fucking gays and shit.
They cancelled her show.
Yeah, but that was because of her bullying and shit, weren't it? Her management and the way she handled staff. Yeah,
no way.
It's not about her sexuality. They accepted her for how long?
You just done a comeback comedy. It flopped. She's coming to England.
Just failed, basically. And now that Trump's got in power, she's moving here.
Her show had terrible
quick, guys, bro, you just interrupted, brother. I had a question.
You just interrupted him.
No, because I was waiting to ask you something. Luke, don't you think that, and I would like to actually hear more about the numbers, when it comes to how much money did the UK spend on a monthly basis on the housing migrants? Because for what I see is that it can't even be anywhere near anywhere for what I'm hearing that it affects. Hold on, bro. Hold on. It can't be anywhere near where it affects the NHS. But relax, man. Relax, bro.
Yeah, but why would you compare that to the NHS?
Hold on, man. I haven't even made my point.
And I need an answer.
Bro,
I want to know.
Quick. Let me just finish it, man.
No, I'm responding to you. Right, 1 minute, guys.
I'm not finished, bro. My last point is that it can't be
how much do you think that? How much do you think would be reasonable? Before I answer your question, how much do you think would be reasonable to house immigrants per day? How much do you reckon? a total amount.
That is nothing compared to how much money they're making off.
Yeah,
council
we're not
tax,
give anybody
road
money.
tax.
Oh my God! This is
Insurance,
what I
all
mean.
of these
You
taxes,
can't answer. First of all, you
What are you
can't
talking about?
answer a question, and then when you ask a question, you don't allow anybody to answer you. It's quite annoying.
Yeah, bruv, my question, my answer is that look,
So do you want to answer
you
them?
are just being
So we spend
the-
So the taxpayer spends £8 million a day.
you lot,
I'm
bruv.
answering you,
literally getting groomed, bruv.
Askety, I'm
How
answering
many
you.
people do you
So
keep
we spend 1 minute, Mr. Doodle. 1 minute, please. We spend £8 million a day housing migrants. Is that enough, or is
That's
that
a
not
lie.
enough?
I want to know how many
It's not a
people
lie.
you
That's a
keep
lie.
up a day.
It's on
What
the
are you talking
BBC.
about?
I'm looking at it here.
How many
A migrant
migrants?
hotel cost rises to £8 million a day. Home office figures show.
Yeah,
What do you
and
mean
I
it's a
want to know
lie?
how many people you keep up a day. I don't
How
keep up
many
any migrants.
illegal migrants are in hotels right now?
Why
Give me
do
that
You have a
number.
look at that.
Give me
I'll
that
just give
figure.
you my numbers. Now, if you don't believe me, you go and
Out of
research
the
it yourself,
goodwill of your
donkey.
heart.
Now I'm saying, look, that I
Not
don't
with
believe
the
that it
stolen
actually
You don't have to
loot.
believe it. It's
Yeah,
you don't have to believe facts.
They all
can't
the
affect the economy,
fucking
bro.
Just make sure you
Don't
don't
say,
say.
man.
steal
So let me
it.
answer.
I get,
You know,
Let me
God,
answer
already
a
do you see
question,
that?
Luke, right?
You calm
Very,
down,
very
Yankee
careful, man.
Doodle
The new
Donkey.
guy.
You're being a fucking
Oh,
you
mongo.
really,
know
really?
goddamn
Day,
taxes is theft.
Very, very.
million a
And
day,
you're
The new
right?
guy,
sitting here
bro.
saying,
He's about
oh,
to
they
do something
get the
stupid,
money
brother.
to do this, money to do
Now,
that.
You don't need to calm yourself down, boy. I don't know what you're doing around here, but this ain't
He's
the
You
about to
state.
have
do
an
something
ear
really
to
stupid,
protect,
bro.
we
What?
ought to beat your ass.
Listen. 1 second,
God
yeah.
damn it.
Because before, yeah, Luke, you know when I tried to ask you, to think like a government, right? You get me, yeah. So we're
You
not thinking like
goddamn
individuals.
niggers.
We're thinking
Right.
like
Oh, I knew it, bro.
thinking
Get
Very,
this
very.
channel
Oh,
shut
yes.
down.
It's about to come,
Niggers
man,
were
bro.
here.
Very, very. It's about
So
to come, brother.
Redneck,
Good.
Yankee
you
Doodle,
said
Donkey Mongo, cunt.
you said that currently, yeah, it's
Yeah.
costing what 8 million a
£8
day.
million a day, yeah.
All right, then cool, right?
That's a
So
lie,
8
bro.
million a day.
It's
All
not
right,
a
okay,
lie.
so
1 minute, let me show 1 minute. He's
okay,
calling it a
no,
lie.
all right,
I'm gonna
okay.
share the screen. 1 minute.
Sorry, brother.
Let's just
Let nine
let's
finish.
just take
Let her
that.
finish.
Let's just take that as a rough guesstimate. No problem. 8 million a day, right? All right, then cool. Okay.
I'm
Now,
gonna show it.
I just want to ask a question. You see, all those persons that are costing them 8 million a day, right? If they were all now out of the system, yeah, and
Yeah.
in working and paying tax, yeah, would it amount to more than 8 million a day?
Yes, potentially.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Right. So the only reason why I'm saying that
Share the
yeah,
screen, please, Velle.
is going back to the conversation that Big Idge was having, this, that, and the other, whereby, you know, what's his name, Banksy would say, I don't care about the asylum seekers, this, that, and the other. The point that I continuously trying to make, right, is that yes, to
You
us
see that
out
connection?
here, to the people them out here, to the Lukes and the Gummies and the Wendy's, whatever, it's a hard deal, right? But why is it that successive governments allow certain things? Yeah. And the point I'm trying to make here is that when it comes to running the government, when it's all about pounds and pence and balancing the books, rightly or wrongly, immigrants, for some reason or the other, equals money.
Fact. That's a fact, bro.
Yeah, immigrants equals money. Illegal immigrants, not necessarily.
Yeah. No, but
And
they
that's the
become
issue.
legal.
Not
Become
always. No. So
but the only 1 second, let me finish. The only reason that they don't then become legal is if you deport them. Yeah. Now, when we done the show yesterday, we got to find out that at the end of last year, whatever, the Conservative government had deported like 24,000, give or take, whatever. Apparently, the number was less. You know what I mean? But apparently,
just before we proceed, so only 12% end up getting asylum. It's saying here, as of June 2023, 12% were granted refuge based on asylum. So if we take 12% of that 8 million, that's about £1 million. I can assure you, those 12% migrants who end up living here aren't going to pay £1 million in taxes. That's going to cover that bill. It's going to end up costing us.
say that one more time. If that 12% end up paying taxes, it's not going to
so
equate
12%,
to them 8 million a day.
Yeah. So
yeah, that may
12% of
be
the 8 million. Yeah, so 12% of that 8 million is around, I think it's $1 million. I'm not the best at maths. No, it's not. 1 minute.
Look, it's that government website. Hold on, bro. Why is this, bro? Is this a government website?
There's no way. 1 minute. There's no way that those 12% migrants, so the migrants that do get through in that 12%, they're not. Tax basically is not going to pay that £1 million back. So
Yeah,
if that
but
keeps
Luke,
happening
it's
year after
not.
year, and 1 minute, if that keeps happening year after year after year, and the numbers keep rising and rising and rising, but we stick around allowing 12% of those people in, then that number's always going to be.
Hey,
We're always going to be in the red.
Yeah, but
Luke,
Luke, yeah, I'm not being
Maya
funny, and I
Tuesday's the
understand what you're saying
child of
because
an asylum seeker,
you're
and he's
thinking
paying high
one,
tax right now because of
Yeah,
his
so yeah,
YouTube channel gets quite high views,
but
right?
also
yeah,
though,
there's
Luke, you're
anomalies, but
thinking one.
did he not come here
One
legally, or did he come on a dinghy? I think the
He's an asylum
conversation
seeker,
always
though.
gets muddied. The conversation always gets muddied. I
No,
think
but
the
he's an
main issue,
asylum
and
seeker.
my main concern personally, is the people who are taking the piss, the people who aren't asylum seekers, the people who are chucking the fucking passports in the waters, the people who have tried it in every single European country, rinsed it, and then moved on to the next one. Like they are those people, and there are the hell of a lot of them are those people. Any genuine asylum seeker, they will make it and they'll become part of that 12%, and they will stop paying tax, but they're not going to pay up to. It's not going to cover that bill. So somebody asked before, who's going to pay the bill to have these detention centres or migrant centres? Yeah, we're going to pay it. It's going to cost us money. But I assure you, it'll pay for it. It'll pay for itself.
The people that have false claims here usually get rejected, innit? Obviously, there's going to be people that get through as well, innit?
Yeah, but then how long are they? And then appealing that it costs money, and don't forget, if it's costing £8 million in hotels,
that's the law,
how much is it costing, like in court bills, in medical bills?
Wait, 1 second before we go any further.
It's part of the
Yeah,
process.
let me just
though.
ask.
It's
Let
what
me
they
just
have
check
to
the
do.
temperature or something. So,
No,
Luke,
we're looking
do
at
you
like
think
20
the
million a day,
powers,
easy.
Luke, do you think the powers that be, yeah, do you think the people that run this country, do you think that they care about you?
To some degree, yeah, they have to some degree.
Well, what degree? On a degree of 1 to 99.
That they want to remain, not on a scale. They want us to remain productive members of society, and in order to do so, then giving us like a basic level of healthcare, education, it helps that, and it then pays its way back in taxes.
But do you think they care about you, bro?
No.
Because what? Okay, then.
It's been a long time since like you see politicians genuinely like caring. It's more about and to be fair, I don't think people should really care, because when you bring feelings into it, then you can make like bad decisions. I do feel like you've got to make harsh decisions in politics, and you've got to kind of remove the feelings.
And this is what I'm trying to say to you, Luke. Yeah, this is why I tried to come back to why is it that consecutive governments have not tackled this so-called immigration problem? You know what I mean? Like I was saying in my last show. 1 second. The last when Conservative got in last time, yeah, when they started their 13, 14-year reign, one of the tickets that they got in on was immigration. Yeah. Right? Immigration and the economy, right? Because obviously Labour left the place broke, whatever, left a letter saying we will be, yeah. But anyway, the point being,
Labour as well. Labour wants to this round as well. Dave, on their manifesto, was reducing illegal immigration, but words are words.
Well, I don't know about that, because it could be argued that under New Labour, Tony Blair in particular, it opened the floodgates. It could be argued because they brought them in because they thought.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's so they say one thing and then they do the opposite. So what I believe. It's all corruption, basically, nine. So they've got
including
they've signed up to all these international pacts and treaties that now supersede our laws. So we might say yes, we want to reduce
conservatives, Luke. Yeah.
I've said for a long time that we need a major upheaval. We've seen slightly. So I think Brexit was the start of it. I think Trump's helped it, but I feel like politics we need to push it even further. Just push the boundaries so it breaks, because the bubble that politics has had for God knows how many years is clearly not the best solution. I think there is better out there.
Though, Luke?
Yeah,
push what though?
Different. Wait, hold on.
The boundaries of how politics has been,
or having other parties coming in would be a good thing here, but having just like imbeciles as leaders,
I'll explain it. I'll explain it, Velle.
Boris Johnson, isn't it?
I'll explain it. This is the reason behind it. So it opens up. So people who have got there's not a lot of people who are interested in politics. It is quite a niche, even though it affects everyone. It's quite a niche for people to A, have an interest in it, B, discuss it, and C, get involved in it and feel like they can make an actual change. The more that we open it up to people, the better. And I feel like Trump's done that. I felt like Brexit did that. I felt like Boris Johnson himself, he did that. and because they added like a comedy spin to it, and
One
it's in like the
second.
year of the
Did what,
meme.
Luke?
And
Wait, sorry. Did
So
what?
they-
What you
listen,
put
the
Brexit?
comedy
Did
spin
what?
of-
wasn't-
Sorry.
Being
They
our
wasn't
leaders is
typical
like
politicians. So they made politically incorrect
this
statements.
is how we've
they
ended
made
up with
gaffes.
Brexit and sort of stuff like that because we
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
having
I still
proper
believe that
leaders,
Brexit in the
we've got
future it'll be a
leaders.
major benefit for us. I still believe that
But
wholeheartedly.
doing what then?
Oh, excellent. I found some.
How
So,
many years in the
what-
future are we going to have to wait
So
for any
even,
Brexit
we've had this conversation. Even when I voted, I remember him saying that it's going to take us years, at least like 5 years, to change the laws that we've got ourselves into. So me thinking it's going to take 5 years for laws to change, I'm thinking that we're not going to actually see any change for about 10 years since leaving
So
the
what
EU.
do you?
10 years, yeah,
One,
since-
one,
For
Wait
10
a minute.
years after Brexit,
What?
we should start seeing drips of milk and a little bit
If we
of honey.
if we have the right people in power, yeah.
1 second, Biggage.
Right,
1
this is
second. Let me
bollocks,
just.
Go
What
on.
changes do you? What do you expect from? What outcomes do you expect from Brexit, Luke? What
Um,
actual outcomes?
So Velle hates this word. Velle, close your ears while I say this word. Sovereignty, and that's the main thing with me. So
Okay,
and
so
listen,
stop there. 1 second. One
no,
second.
no.
Luke,
Let me
1
explain. Let
second.
me explain. Just let me.
'Cause I want you to break. I want you
Yeah,
to
I
break
will.
that
I'll
down
break
for
it
me.
down. I'm going to reel off on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to break it down a little bit because I've heard a lot of people making the argument about like Caribbean nations not being part of the Commonwealth, which some may say, if you flip that around, that's like the UK being part of the EU. Some may argue not. Some argue that it is. I'm all for being part of like a wider community. I'm all for other communities benefiting our community and vice versa. And initially, the EU was that in its essence, it was like a trade pact, a trade union, and then it started getting a bit more, seizing a bit more power from us to the point where like Abu Hamzan that were taking the piss out of human rights laws, saying that they can't be sent to other countries, or I don't know if Abu Hamzan is the right name, but people like that who were clearly just taking the piss out of our laws, and our laws were being superseded by European laws. And I started, and then there was talks of having like a larger European army, which in essence, yeah, brilliant. But let us have a choice of that. I don't want Brussels, who's in charge. Just let me finish, please. Ascati, please. Brussels, who's in charge. We don't, as people here, we don't vote them. Our MEPs used to vote them in, but we didn't vote who was in charge of the European Union. So they could have decided, and I know they need the votes of the 27 countries. But listen, just let me finish. Just let me finish. It could get to a point where if you had a European army, we might not agree that we should invade someone, and we'd be superseded by it. So before we even got to that point, I was like, no, we need to see some control back, and and if we want to join them and be part of the EU, then we need more of a further relationship where we're not our laws supersede your laws, and we can say, well, that's a bit too far here. You're overstepping your boundaries. I'm not about cutting ties completely or anything like that. I'm more about us being in control. We was once in control of like a third of the population of the world. I do believe that we're very capable of being in control of this very tiny island alone.
That's the delusion of grandeur side of wait, hold on.
1 second, Biggage. 1 second,
that's
1
how
second, 1 second, Biggage. 1 second, 1 second, I beg. Is that your description of
hypnotized.
sovereignty?
Yeah, sovereignty.
So-
Yeah.
So
Nobody.
that was your description there, right? Okay.
Yeah,
go on,
nobody
Biggage.
outside of these waters telling us
Yeah.
what we can and can't do.
All right. Okay, thank you. Go on, Biggage. That's all I wanted to hear. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the delusion of grandeur that's caused Brexit, yeah, where the man them have still got this distant memory where it's like man want to celebrate being in control of 3/4 of the world, yeah, but don't want the consequences of being associated with being in control of 3/4 of the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, man still want the benefits of being the big bad power, but not to put in any of the hard work for it. Right?
But if you could,
you're not going to be able to.
Yeah, but if you had the choice in life to avoid consequences, if you had the choice and the option in life, somebody was to come up to you now, you've done something wrong in the past, and you're now going to face the consequences. If somebody came up to you and said, I can make that go away and you don't have to face those consequences, you're going to say, fucking do it.
Bro,
I don't want to face
Don't worry about it. Listen, forget about that side. Yeah, that was a side point. Yeah, that was the pew pew. Yeah, the main point of what I was saying was this point. Yeah, was that obviously before leaving Brexit, yeah, like the UK was in actual quite a good position, right? Because it was involved in the European Union zone, but it was able to exclude itself from things that it didn't like within the European Union. It had a good trade deal with America and China and relationships and all them sort of stuff there, and was still being able to build up a decent economy. But since the leaving of Brexit and all that, now it's in a even worse position to negotiate any sort of trade deals, international deals,
and do you think
any
that's
deals with America, any deals with the EU, and any deals with China are going to be worse than they was.
So you think
when
that
they was with the EU.
So you think that them having that power
It's a
over
smaller
us,
bloc.
we should cowtail and bow down to him? You do know when we left the EU how difficult it was for us to leave, and the way that they treat us, the way that the way that the EU treat Britain and the voters the Leave voters was absolutely despicable, and it showed that we weren't in an equal relationship at the beginning. It showed that, Velle.
Keep making it emotional, bro. Listen, yeah. If you had,
what else is it?
Listen, bro. Listen, if you left the European Union, yeah.
How
and
else
then
did
there's
you
different-
think that they was going to treat us, Luke?
If there's if
Wait,
there-
what
if you
as
left
an
the
equal-
European
as an
Union-
equal
wait,
partner?
What do you
hold
think
on.
they was gonna-
You left the
They told
European
us-
Union, and there's
but they
different.
told us,
There's
Luke.
different.
All right.
There's
So if we
different-
talk,
They
all right.
told us-
I listen.
No,
This is
one
this is
second.
no.
Let's
One
bring
minute.
it
One minute,
down.
nice. This
Let's
is 1
bring
minute,
it
nice.
down.
Because this is
No,
what
no,
I
no,
find.
but wait, that's
This
not
is
what
what I
I'm
find dishonest
but-
with yours. Because if it
No.
was
No, but that's not what
Caribbean,
I'm saying.
no, let me
You-
finish.
no,
If it was Caribbean countries, and we turned round to the Caribbean countries and said you can leave us, but be on your fucking head
get away,
biggie.
man.
Yeah, I can
Because that wasn't the
guarantee
point I was
you.
making. I didn't make none
you're
of
on the
that
side of
point.
the Caribbean
No. That
countries.
wasn't the point. That wasn't
No,
the point
look,
that was
look,
made. That
we
wasn't.
don't-
That wasn't the
listen,
point that was being
we
made. That wasn't the
don't
point that's being
need
made here. Wait,
we don't
nice.
need to-
Hold on.
Alright,
That wasn't the point that was being made here in the first place, or whatever. Yeah, and that's not the point of what the argument was, right? Like when you left the European Union, when we left the European Union, and there's different like leaving clauses that you have to fulfill on your way to leaving. It's been on England's side that hasn't fulfilled the leaving clause. See, like the different laws that we have to now fulfill for trade agreements and for shipments coming in and out. It's the Conservative government that kept on pushing that back. They said they had that. Wait, listen, bro. Listen, let me finish, man. Let me finish. Yeah, they said they had that oven-ready deal with all this sort of stuff already sorted out. But
that was leave. That wasn't the government. That was a campaign.
No, that was that was Brexit. That was Boris Johnson. I've got an oven-ready deal, bro. He's the one that came with the Brexit thing. Oven-ready Brexit deal. Leave means leave. Yeah, and Boris Johnson. Nigel Farage was pushing for the no-deal Brexit. We don't want Theresa May's deal being still in the single market and so and so. We want just no-deal Brexit. Now you've got no-deal Brexit, bro. So,
can I give you my? Can I respond? I want to respond with a scenario. That 30 years ago, so first of all, just to respond to your point there, where they introduced these clauses, these get-out clauses. Those get-out clauses were part of our fucking joining clause when we joined a trade deal in 1975. All these things have been added. All these things. 1 minute. You're not even letting me respond, Velle.
No, but bro, Luke, you're saying
but the second I respond, you're instantly interrupted.
Luke, come on. You're making a point on something that is already established that they was going to have
please
to
allow
do.
me to know. We haven't discussed this. You just brought it up. No. Let me respond, please. You just brought it up. You said that.
But if they leave the European Union, those were the different things that they were going to have to do.
Yes, let me finish.
The European Union.
Now let me respond to you, please. So yes, there was clauses. There was like in the contract when you leave the EU, you have to do certain things. When we joined in 1975, they weren't part of the contract. So all these extra things, including like European human rights, not just the get-out clause, things have been added to our friendship and our pact and our agreement that us as British people didn't fucking have a vote on. So then when we finally had the vote, we said it's gone too far. They're pushing the luck. They're not having the power over us.
Let him finish.
No, 1 second, Luke. 1 second.
The ECHR ain't part of the EU.
Let's make sure that this is factually correct.
It was inspired by it.
1 second. Luke, was the British government involved in these changes? Or were they at the table when these changes were being made?
Our MEPs were. We voted MEPs for it.
Right.
Our MEPs could be completely separate to the government, which they are. They could be a completely different party.
No, but they was working on behalf
of
the United Kingdom.
No. That's not how it goes, man.
Yes, it is.
No,
So you can vote.
Yeah, but
Yes, it is. You can vote.
they
You
was
can vote
voting,
Conservatives
actually.
in. One minute. You can
Farage
vote
was supposed to be
Conservatives
voting
into
on
our.
behalf of Britain, though.
No,
right?
please, Billy. Let me respond to Nines. You could have had Conservatives in our power as our government, and our MPs. They could have won. But then for the MEP, so the European elections, we could have voted Labour in. Completely different. So it's not the same government.
Yeah, but they still.
the point
I
I'm
know you said
No
making,
matter who it
Luke,
was,
one
yeah, they still
second, one
represent the
Not
second,
country,
Luke.
though, right?
representative.
They
The
was
point that
representing
I'm
the country
making,
in the European Union.
Yeah.
That's the
thank
point. That's
you,
really the point that they was
thank
trying to
you.
make, right? They was representing
Yeah.
the country in the
But they
European
weren't doing a
Union.
good
So
job.
whatever decision, wait, hold on. Whatever they was
Yeah,
trying to
but
vote on
whether
should have
that's
been
different though,
beneficial
Luke.
to
So
the
then when we
British
finally got the
citizens of what
choice,
they
we
was
voted to
voting.
leave. Up until then, we had no
And it's
choice.
not been
And it was making all these bad
been
decisions.
beneficial.
Please, the second that I start speaking, you interrupt me. So you're making the
It's not been
point.
beneficial, though.
You're making the point that they make choices for us. I'm saying to you, we didn't fucking agree with those choices. We never voted on those choices. So when we finally got the choice to say whether we agree with them or not, or whether we should leave, we fucking voted to leave.
Yeah, but bro, listen, this is why you're being dishonest, though, yeah? Because you know that it's a bad decision. You're
It's
living
not a bad
in the bad
decision.
decision. Bro, so Brexit's a good decision, yeah? So
Yes,
it's been
100%.
beneficial. Then.
The
What's
fact that we have
beneficial about it? Then? What's beneficial about
Are you
it?
going to allow me to answer without interrupting me?
Yeah, tell me one.
I'll give you one simple answer. The fact that we have left the EU, we have our sovereignty back, and we can now change laws. We can now implement laws, whereas the EU doesn't supersede us. It's going to take a long time. We might not even see the changes in our lifestyle.
part of the EU,
But you
that's
keep
ECHR.
going on like we're voting selfishly, and it's me, me, me. I didn't vote for Brexit for me, me, me.
you're
I voted
no
Brexit for
problem.
our future generation and for
You know
Britain's
why?
problem,
sovereignty.
no
confused, bro.
problem, no problem.
Yeah, but bro,
But
you're
one
confused.
second,
Yeah,
One
because-
minute,
wait, hold
one
on.
minute.
You
You've interrupted me.
bro,
You've interrupted me from the get go. You've interrupted me
Yeah,
from the
but you're
get go.
confused now. Yeah?
I'm gonna make.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you're
make.
confused though. Yeah. The
I'm not confused.
ECHR
You're
is not part of
confused.
the European Union.
You're
No, but-
confused because you made the argument. Do you want Jamaican sovereignty?
You keep mixing up the ECHR with the
Do you want
European
Jamaican
Union. They're not the same.
sovereignty?
They're not the same. ECHR and European Union are not the same.
Right. Okay, Billy. I'm asking you a question. Do you want Jamaican sovereignty?
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with the
So
ECHR.
just give me a quick
and the
answer though.
European
Do you want
Union. They're
Jamaican
not the same.
sovereignty?
Jamaica doesn't have sovereignty.
Do you want
doesn't have
Jamaican sovereignty?
from the
Do you want
British-
Jamaica
British
to be no
government.
longer in the grasp of Britain?
It doesn't have sovereignty. From
Answer the
British.
question,
Really,
Billy.
Yeah, that's really for the Jamaican.
Answer the question,
government,
Billy. Do you want Jamaica
that's
to
the
be
same.
in the grasp of Britain?
Of course not. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So if you had the choice for Jamaica
Bro,
to
listen,
leave
you're-
and
bro,
no
no,
longer
no.
part of
How is that even a-
the
bro,
Commonwealth,
bro,
you
bro,
would
bro.
vote it.
How is that
How
even?
you
Bro,
you are
bro,
so
bro, bro.
dishonest and you're so
Finish.
biased.
Wait,
Wait,
let him finish.
wait,
Let him
wait,
finish.
wait.
Let him finish.
Are
Let him
you-
finish.
one
No, let him
second,
finish
one
because it was a stupid
No, I
analogy.
know,
Let him
but
finish though
look,
because it
You're
was a
making the
stupid analogy.
argument. 1 minute. If you're
It was a
making the
stupid
argument that
analogy.
being
It was
part
a
of a
stupid
community,
analogy.
being part of a wider community is clearly beneficial, and it brings better
Was it
services
beneficial?
and better
Was it more beneficial?
opportunities to this country. Then why would you want Jamaica,
Yeah.
a tiny little
So
island, to leave
how is
fucking
it-
Britain? You're an absolute hypocrite.
How- Because it's not beneficial to fucking Jamaica to be part of the Commonwealth, and they're not getting the extra benefits that they
How would
actually
you know
was
that
getting
until you
when they
leave?
first
Like we've
signed up to the
dive.
Commonwealth. You don't know.
How would you know until you
It's
leave?
not the same thing.
How would you
It's
know
not-
until you leave and take the
do.
dive like we have done?
No, because you know what the trade benefits
No,
are.
you're
You know
just
what the
dishonest,
benefits already are.
Billy.
Now, bro, listen. Okay, you tell me right now what the trade benefits are for Jamaica being in the Commonwealth. Tell me them right now.
I don't need to. The fact that you
Exactly,
said
don't
you'd
fucking
leave,
know you don't
the
know.
fact that you said
So stop
that you'd
saying it
leave
like it's
tells
the
me
same-
that
bro,
being part of a wider community
listen,
without choice
listen to
is
the
not
point that
necessarily
I'm
the best
making.
option, is
Listen
it?
to the
Now,
point
if
that I'm
you
making.
make want to
The point
leave
that
and be
I'm
partners with us,
The
I'm all
point that
for
I'm
that.
making is, the point that I'm making is that you cannot make it as a comparison because you do not know what the benefits are of Jamaica being in and out of the
Okay.
Commonwealth. Like we know the benefits of Britain being in and out of the European Union. It's not the same comparison, bro.
Right, well, I can show you that if
you
Jamaica
said,
did-
wait,
if
hold on.
Jamaica-
Listen.
Right, go on.
If you said, listen. If you said, like this is the list of things that Jamaica are going to be beneficial when they're inside the thing, Bob, and this is the things that they're going to lose, and where are they going to get them from, and so and so, then that's a whole different argument. Yeah, then you can.
Has
try and
the
make this a
can I ask you a
like-for-like
question
comparison.
now? Because
You
I
didn't
don't
make
know about.
You didn't make
Yeah.
that. You didn't make that.
Right,
You didn't
I'm gonna
make
ask you
that
then, I'm gonna
argument,
ask you
yeah?
then, 'cause I don't know
listen,
about-
Wait. But no. Let me finish though. Let me finish. You didn't make that argument anyway, yeah. So the same point that I keep trying to make to you, yeah, is that you literally can't point to one benefit of Brexit, yeah, because again, like you're saying, changing the law or sticking to any different laws that you want to have for the UK or whatever and all that. That's not part of Brexit. You could have done that when you was in Brexit and when you was outside of Brexit. So having this extra sovereignty thing that you keep trying to add in as a benefit of Brexit, you have to remove that from the list, bro, because that's not part of the benefits that you've
I don't have to do
apparently allegedly gained.
Because, you disagree with my opinion doesn't mean that I have to change my opinion.
All right. Let me ask you another question then. Yeah.
You're not allowing me to. No, wait.
What laws
just
could you
off, and then you didn't allow me to speak. I've got a question for you.
You literally just said that.
Yeah, so allow me to answer. I've been waiting to ask you a question, Velle. Yes, I've been waiting to ask you a question, Velle.
What laws could you make when you was part of the EU or what laws couldn't you make that you was part of the EU? Laws that you could make now.
So I know they had a lot of grip on that agriculture and selling vegetables and shit like that, to the point where we had to potentially import vegetables from Spain, because if we didn't import tomatoes, for example, from Spain, then they'd lose out in their economy. So then our farmers would have to either grow something different, not be able to grow tomatoes. It all started to become like a fucking communist fucking cult, Velle. Now let me ask you my question that I want to ask you.
Bro,
now let me ask you that. No, I'm going to ask you my question, Velle. Can you name me a case? And I'm interested in you. Nines, please. Nines, I've been waiting for this question.
Nines and Luke, hold on. Yeah. You did just make up your answer, yeah, but I'm going to answer your question, innit? I'm going to answer your question, yeah, but you literally just made up your answer, though, right?
Right, well, if you don't like it, you don't have to like the answer. It's the same way that I might have to like your answer.
Up, bro.
Right, so let me ask you a question, Velle. Is there, because you mentioned that I don't know anything about the sovereignty of Jamaica and that. You're correct. So can you tell me if there's been like any cases that have been found like not guilty, for instance, in Jamaica, and then somebody's appealed to like a British court, and then we've superseded Jamaican law and said no, fuck you, you're found guilty. Is there any examples of that?
Jamaica, Britain is the fucking head of Jamaica.
Yeah, so
the head of Jamaica is in England.
So educate me then.
So it's not sovereignty. Jamaica is not a sovereign island. That's the sovereign from the UK. The UK is the head of Jamaica. What are you talking about? That's why I went to the Privy Council.
So 1 minute. I get you now. Right, I get you. Right, I get you.
Council is the.
So I said to you before that my fear with the EU.
Council. Wait.
Yeah, I get you. I understand the relationship.
In the land, and that's in the UK.
Yes, I understand. So I told you before that my fears with the EU was that it was going to become more powerful, become one part of like a United States of Europe, where we have one army. We all have one country. It's no longer we have like it becomes like states instead of countries. That was my genuine fear with the EU. That's what's happened with the Commonwealth, and you want to leave. Yes, it has.
That's not what's happened.
You're saying that Jamaica doesn't have its own laws and stuff. We make the laws for them. That's pretty much what the EU will start doing.
Trinidad, so and so.
Yes, but they abide by our laws. Is that what you're saying?
The top court in the land. It's a former colony.
So did he abide by our laws?
So is all right. Hold on a sec here. Is the UK a former colony of Brussels?
What you on about? Yeah, it's the way it was going.
Yeah, the UK is a former colony of Brussels. Yeah.
I just told you that the fear with the EU it's going to get to the point. You know, Velle, you can't ask a question and then when I answer you, instantly you start interrupting.
Your comparison's not the same, bro.
If you don't like the comparison, then that's fine. But you're at least
keep lying.
At least give me the decency to answer your question.
Bro, your first line was that the man can't grow carrots.
Are you autistic?
Your second line was
has anybody ever questioned whether you've got autism or on the spectrum? Because your inability to fucking let people speaks wonders.
What's your answer to Britain being a colony of Belgium or of
So
Brussels?
the fear again, it goes back to the fear of EU taking more and more control. And in the year of 2050, for example, we may become the United States of Europe. That's the way it was going. That's the way I was feeling the EU was heading. So yes, we would have become a colony of the fucking EU. So we would have been a former colony if we then left at that point. I'm speaking ahead. I might not be around. I've always said that I might not be around to feel the benefits of Brexit. But I believe in the future, it is definitely going to be beneficial for Britain as a sovereign nation. Sovereignty above anything.
No, it's good at, bro. Listen, it's the only thing that we have to do to make something work right now.
No, you're just a communist,
bro. What are you talking about? No,
you're communist.
It has. bro, we whatever in it, yeah. You can say whatever you want in it, yeah. But I'm saying, yeah, right now, because Brexit has already been, there's no deal thing has already been done. All there has to be done is either new deals to try to make shits work, or some reverse deals to try to go back with the EU in it. Like, because right now there's been not one benefit of Brexit. You get me? Like, businesses are suffering, farmers are suffering.
Sovereignty.
Every citizen in the UK is suffering from higher bills.
And that's happening all around the world. That's happening all around the world. You're not taking into account coronavirus
bills.
or fucking Russia or Israel.
What you been dishonest. You want to talk over me now? Yeah, you're gonna do. All right, so we have the highest energy bills in the whole world right now. Yeah, in the UK. Why is that? Because of Brexit.
Because we've got mongs on left saying that we can't frack.
That's because of Brexit.
Because we've got mongs on left saying we can't frack.
Yeah, you have to shout it. Yeah, so
we've got mongs on left saying no, we can't use that as energy. It kills birds. No, we can't use that as energy. It destroys the fucking coastal side. Listen, we are very capable of conducting our own energy, but we rely on it from foreign nations. We've relied on foreign nations for quite a long time now, and I don't believe we have to, Velle. We can gain that fucking control back. And if you don't want us, if you don't want to help us do that, that's fine. But don't fucking get in our way.
Hey Luke, I still can't believe you said the UK was a former colony of fucking.
You're just being dishonest. I said in the future, that's how it would have been. You're just being very dishonest. Because you're losing the argument. You're being dishonest now.
Listen. You're being silly. Yeah? When England was part of the European Luke, hold on. When England was part of the European Union, they made a choice to keep the pound. They didn't join the Schengen thing.
Schengen.
Yeah, they didn't. There was other things that they didn't that they opted out in. So they was at the table.
Yeah, and we opted out of the EU. And what? Why are you crying? It's not
talking about.
That's 5 years later.
They was at the table making decisions. Right now, they've outside of the room. The decisions get made, and now they have to stick to what they say.
All right.
Don't you get it?
Do you want to make it? Do you want to make a success of it or not?
Hey Luke, can I ask you a question?
Bro,
you can, yeah.
You're steak up, man.
Yeah. What are the benefits of leaving the EU?
Oh my God! You need to rewind half an hour. I'm not going back through all this again. Fucking hell.
No, an actual real-life benefit.
I just told you sovereignty. I said sovereignty. That's the only reason why I voted was sovereignty. And the fact that we are no longer the fact that we were
part of the EU deal.
Again, you just interrupt me. You're just repeating what you're already saying. I have to repeat what I'm saying because this guy's asking me to. But you're just repeating yourself, trying to get back into an argument with me. And then Raheem's going to ask the same question. It's just going to be this fucking talk for the next 2 hours. Sovereignty above all. The fact that, listen, Raheem, basically, I said that, so when I voted, people were saying that in the news and that if we do leave, we're not going to see the benefits for like a minimum of like 5 years or 6 years because that's how long we're tied into like certain laws and stuff for. So in my head, I'm thinking like it's going to be at least like 10 years before we actually see any benefit, if anything. There is a risk that it may be disadvantage to Britain. Of course, there's a risk. But it's our control now. If we put people into power and the economy starts taking a hit for it, then we fucking vote them out. We get people who are promising something better. I believe in the future that Brexit, and we might not see it in our lifetime, but in the future, Brexit is going to be beneficial for Britain as a whole. And I don't think the EU is going to last that long.
Where
by doing what though? By doing what though?
One second.
Listen, you was bigging Britain up not long ago for being the fucking leaders of the AI. Don't fucking shit on us now.
Where did you see a lack of sovereignty from when we were in the EU? Where did you see a lack of sovereignty? Where were we not making our own decisions?
When like we couldn't deport certain people to foreign lands because they faced human rights breaches or they had the right to a family life in these countries.
But that's not true. It is true. It's been disproven many a time because that's the whole reason why they're saying now we need to leave the European Court of Human Rights.
Court of Human Rights.
So you're saying that there's been no cases.
Hold on.
No. You made your point. Let me reply to you.
No. You're moaning about people over speaking you. I haven't landed. Let me land and you can go. Yeah. So there is many cases of people's member states such as Poland and Germany who've deported en masse when they do not agree with people, and it's that simple. So why can England not do that?
I don't know, you have to ask the people in power. But are you saying that there's been no that have been overruled by European courts? Is that what you're saying?
We don't have to listen to the.
No, is that what you're saying? Are you saying that it never happened?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying
Right,
that.
exactly. Well, I'm saying it did, and that's why we left.
There are many. There are many. However,
Thank
that
you.
doesn't mean we couldn't have done it.
Right. Well, that's
Just like the Hague.
regardless.
Just
It was
like the
still
Hague.
happened, didn't it? Their laws. There were still loopholes where their laws. The fact. 1 minute. No, Raheem, I'm responding to you. The fact that their laws were even able to. The fact that we didn't have any loopholes that said, actually, no, we're sovereign. You're not going to be able to do that. The fact that they was able to, and you've just admitted many, many times, was enough for me to want to leave. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I'm not going to continue trying to convince you or justify why I left the EU. Something that I did 5 years ago. Something that even if I give you the best answer in the world, you're not going to be willing to accept because you're so losers, you're mourners, and you're fucking EU licky bums. So conversation done at this point.
If you gave an example that was actually like
You're just being emotional, man.
solely
Users being fucking so losers.
it's solely about what was done.
Let's try and make a benefit of it. Eh? Let's try and make a success of it. No, let's shift all over it. Let's shift all over it.
Wait,
And go
hold
back
on.
to all
Yeah,
our
but
masters in the EU.
This is what you do instead of accepting the facts. Yeah, instead of accepting the fact, because you can't rebuild the broken shit if you don't fix the broken parts of the fucking
need to fix
deal, you
anything.
donut. So
We don't need to fix anything. We'll invent something new. No, we don't. We'll invent something new. Britain's always done that. We revolutionise the world. We'll invent something new.
Bro, stop talking over me, man. Stop doing that, bro. Yeah.
Wait, you've been talking over me all night. What are you talking about?
Bro,
Don't start setting standards now.
Bro, right now, yeah, you're talking over me, though, innit?
Yeah, well, don't start setting standards now when you've done it all
right
night.
now, you're talking over me, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Don't do it to me all night and then start throwing your weight around saying that don't overspeak me now when you've done it all night.
The farmers have lost 110 billion.
Yeah, and
per
you've lost
annum.
the right to vote in
The farmers have
MEPs.
lost 110 billion per annum. The British economy has lost however much per annum from leaving the EU. All these different deals have crashed. There's no flipping. Food is going rotten inside the UK and outside of the UK trying to come in. There's different flipping import-export companies that are struggling to flipping get
You're
these
still
deals
wearing the
done.
culture.
And do you know what as well, yeah? They keep moving these new trade laws, yeah, back because the UK companies can't flipping get into place with the new trade laws that have to come in since leaving the EU.
Well,
so
we'll
there
have
is
to change
no
that then, won't we?
benefits to leaving no fucking
So we'll have to change
EU
that, won't
or
we?
whatever, bro. It's just you lunatics, yeah, that are just wishing for things. Well, instead of
Right, what should we do then?
instead of fixing, you got to fix the broken shit first. That's what you have to do.
Right, I'll tell you what we'll do
Accept the
then.
broken shit
All
first.
right, so what do you want us to do? You want us to
Leaving the
ring
EU
up
was a bad
Bernard
idea.
and ask him for his watch? Fucking rewind time and not go for it. We've done it now. There's no point crying about it.
That's what you got to do.
Be part of
What you
it
gotta do, yeah.
or
First of
be a
all,
hater,
yeah.
basically.
One second. Time out.
First of all, yeah.
1 second.
Wait. Hold
1
on.
second.
All
right,
right. First of all, yeah. Let me finish what I was saying in it, yeah. Because first of all, yeah, like I was saying, if you want to repair the plumbing or whatever in it, yeah, you have to find where the leak is, innit? So once you find the leak, yeah, you have to isolate, cut the bit out, yeah, replace the pipe work, and then like the leak's fixed. So if you don't accept where the leak is, yeah, and just say, it's not leaking there, and we're just gonna do this, that, and the other, the leak's just gonna get worse, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to accept the facts first of all, cuz, like, before you can flipping rebuild and flipping repair or whatever, before you start making any new deals or whatever. Because there's gonna have to be deals that's gonna be made with European Union countries. There's gonna be deals that's gonna have to be made with outside countries or whatever. Make the relationships with all these places as best as you can, and then try to make these deals as beneficial to the country as possible. Right now, it's going to be even harder for you to make, because, bro, listen, yeah.
Are you starving?
Sometimes you keep not. All right, yeah, but bro, listen, yeah. Sometimes what you got to think of is on the business terms that if you're trying to negotiate supply deals or trade deals or whatever.
Yeah, but Luke, there are definitely people struggling to feed their families. Luke.
Yeah, that's been happening since dawn of time. Nines. Brexit.
Wait, hold on.
Brexit isn't the fucking reason for that.
Hold on. No. Let me finish. Wait. Let me finish. Yeah. Like you were saying, yeah. But if you're trying to negotiate trade deals, yeah, with a market the size of 70, 80 million to a market the size of like 500 million or whatever, then obviously the market that has like 500 million is more likely to get a better trade deal than the market that has like 50 to 80 million or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's all.
So what does the EU produce? What does the EU produce that we wouldn't be able to in the future, or that we couldn't get from America?
What does the
tell,
EU do?
tell me.
Yeah, it gets. The EU is going to get a better trade deal with America.
You're not answering me, Velle. No, I've said what can the EU?
I'm literally just asking you.
Right, I'll ask the question again.
What is the EU going to do?
No, I said what can the EU produce? No, what can the EU produce that we can't potentially in the future, or that we can't get from other countries like America or Australia? Tell me.
That you can't produce. That's
So why do we need the EU? Why do we need the EU?
The point is the trade deals. The trade deals.
Yeah, it's beneficial,
listen,
and that's why we joined the EU.
Bro. Listen, wait. Hold on. No, but let me finish the point that I was making.
No, Velle, because I've never argued that the trade deal was a good deal.
Stop talking there.
No, you stop getting triggered.
The point. Bro,
no, it's actually about you.
You can't say I'm getting triggered. Bro, listen, you've been shouting in your kitchen for about half an hour, cuz you can't be saying I'm getting triggered now, bro. Come on, man. Yeah, you can't calm down there, man, and let me finish my point.
Let me calm down. I'm calm.
Bro, listen, calm down, man. You've been shouting, bro. You've been doing
talk about putting up you and everything.
Come on, man. All right, let me finish now, yeah. All right.
Is that you, Raheem?
Let me finish, yeah, for a sec, cuz.
Yeah, but listen, regardless, Velle, you're asking the same question.
Wait, hold on.
It's just because you don't like me answer.
Bro, listen, let me finish the point, though. Let me finish the point, like I keep trying to say, yeah. If Tony Blair made this point in the European Union when he was fucking crashing Nigel Farage the first time around here, when he was saying there's countries with economies like India, like China, and obviously India's grown now from that time to now being on the same either level as the UK's economy or even higher than the UK's economy. So there's economies that are bigger, have much more manpower, so like people per capita, because there's such a bigger landmass that will be able to dwarf other people's economies. So if you're not part of trading blocks in the future, when these big giants start to be giants and be able to stamp their feet or whatever, like you're going to have to bend to their whim. Because their trading block's going to be so big, you're going to have to accept what deal they put with you. Like the same way that the UK used to do when they was part of the EU, when they was putting these trade deals and these tariffs on any of the other people that was trying to sell within the EU or whatever. Like you would have a tariff on your stuff trying to sell within the EU.
No,
because they're trying to protect EU businesses and EU producers or whatever.
Can I reply to you, please?
Yeah.
I have never heard, and I'm speaking to the wider public here, I've never heard a socialist like Velle push for some form of like communist one world agenda type thing where a trading block can have ultimate power over people. Now, Velle, you work in business, you know how things work. If the EU want to chop the noses off to spite the faces and not deal with us, then that's fine. They'll lose out themselves. It's not just us losing out.
How?
They'll also lose out. America will step in. Other countries will step in. Dubai will start growing fucking tomatoes in the sands and we'll start buying them from there. I can assure you we will be okay as a Western first world nation. Yes, in the future and in our lifetime, it may have some disadvantages. It may have some disadvantages. Let me finish. It may have some disadvantages, but I believe that the sovereignty alone outweighs those disadvantages. And in the future, in maybe 100 years, that sovereignty will start reaping those benefits. So I don't vote for myself or for my lifetime. That was a monumental vote, in my opinion. And it was taking the power back and making sure that what we say goes and the people that we vote in are genuinely in charge of our country for once.
All right, listen, yeah. This is how business works. Tesco's the biggest business or one of the biggest shops within the UK. So they can have products that could dwarf corner shops on every corner by having a Tesco Express selling flipping household goods for a fraction of the price that your corner shop can sell it for and send all their man out of business. Why can they do that? Because they're able to buy in such a big supply, in such a big bulk, that they can lower their price because the price that they get it for is so much cheaper. That's the point.
Yeah, not that. So why can't we have that deal with America?
That is the point of
having... Yeah, but no, you're being dishonest.
Bro. That's the point. No. That's the point of having a big trading block.
Yes,
so you get
Velle,
the things cheaper.
I agree
in the
with
block,
that.
You nutcase. That's what I'm
Velle,
saying.
you're making out as if I don't agree with that, and it's very dishonest of you. I agree with that. I said I agreed with us joining the EU in 1975, even though I weren't born, because it was a trade deal. Oh, brilliant, yes, a trade deal. We're all it's making trade better. It's in the future it will bring the cost of goods down. But it became more than a trade deal. They started. Wait, Velle, please just let me finish. I'm not arguing for no trade deals. If I was in charge of Britain now, I would go to EU and say, I want to be equal partners. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can trade with. If they're not willing to do that, that's more on them than me. But why can't we get that? Why can't we get those deals from other countries like America? Are you saying the EU's the be all and end all? Because it's not.
No.
You know why we
It
can't?
it depends. It depends on the different. It depends on the different level of what it is in it. Like if it's fresh produce and meat or whatever, you don't really want to do deals with places like America because
We can set our standards, Velle. The customer sets the standards.
You know why
legal in America is not
No, yeah, but but it's still illegal over here. So American sweets can't trade over here. The sweets can't. But if they wanted to, like, 1 minute, no, please, let me make. No, Velle, please.
How can you finish your point in the middle of?
You just said that we can't buy
my point
because we don't want to get products from there. I'm going to make a good example. Nerd gummy clusters in America. If they had the ingredients that they have in America, they wouldn't be able to sell them over here. They've had to adapt their ingredients to be able to sell in the UK, and they have done. They now have nerd gummy clusters in the UK. Perfect example of how they adapt to the market.
I'm saying
that having fucking.
If you don't agree that companies adapt to the market, are you saying that companies don't change from having non-halal meat to having halal meat to adapt to the community? Of course,
adapt to the market, yeah. Bro, listen, yeah, companies can adapt to the market, yeah, but bro, if man's gonna be able to change this, that, and the other to adapt to the market or whatever, then you're gonna have to pay the price for the change, isn't it? The customer's gonna have to pay for the.
Are you saying it's gonna be more expensive? Have you got a crystal ball? You don't know that it's gonna be more expensive than the EU.
But that is the whole point of it, right?
It's a gamble.
That is the whole point of why
course Brexit was a gamble.
What they was doing. That's the whole point of why the EU made the tariff-free trade
listen, regardless,
between the
cost
EU
of,
countries.
Right, and if the cost of living goes up slightly, but we still regain our sovereignty, it's a cost worth
the price
giving, in my opinion.
Right now, yeah, you see the energy tariffs, yeah. The EU had a flipping thing up, like the man them can't raise the tariffs crazy. That's why the prices were set and not going up mad crazy like that. And why the prices have gone crazy right now, because there ain't no energy price thing but body that.
No, because there's how many wars going on around the world, Velle, and we're still recovering from COVID. Come on.
No.
It's very dishonest.
No, but that's not true though. That's not true because France ain't paying more for France ain't paying the same price that we're paying for their energy.
If France had the same
other European, no
laws
European Union country pays the same price that we pay for their energy. Why is that?
Because we've got
no European Union country, has got shit in their flipping drinking water like the UK has right now.
Because we've got shit people in power, and that can be changed. Are you saying it can't? Why is it all this doom and gloom? Like it's the end. It's not. We've got sovereignty. We can stop voting in people to bring real fucking change.
You bro, listen,
and it not be impeded. 1 minute, Velle.
Honest piece of shit.
There's been occasions where we may not be able to build things. We may not be able to build things in this country. The health and safety laws will impede on our health and safety laws.
Stop trying to straw man in your side.
You're just being very dishonest here.
Because that's not. But no, you're a dishonest piece of shit, bro.
No, you're dishonest.
You keep trying to.
How am I the one being dishonest when I'm the only person? Listen, no, Velle, I'm the only person who speaks their mind on leaving Brexit.
When you listen back to this,
I've remained saying what I'm saying, and you're saying that I'm being dishonest. How's that? If I was being dishonest, I'd say it was a bad move. What do you mean dishonest?
Right now, you just won't shut up, bro. You're like speaking like 1 million miles an hour, like Esau and that, bro.
You're doing the same. You're talking shit yourself. The second that I start speaking, you start interrupting.
What are you talking about, bro? Bro, listen, yeah.
Just saying another language.
Wait, hold on a sec, yeah. Nines and Raheem, yeah. Every point that's been made in the last 10 minutes, yeah. Who's trying to cut who? Who's cutting over who?
Do you want to rewind it and we review it? I can assure you, I can point out 100 times where you've interrupted me, Velle. Don't. This is what I mean. Dishonest.
100 times, man.
Absolute
I can point
dishonest.
out 10,000
A prime
times
example
that
of your
you've
dishonesty.
pointed
Chat.
100 times.
Now let's have the
Because
chat.
you literally been cutting me
Guys
off
in the
every
chat.
time
No,
when you're
let's have the
speaking.
chat, Velle.
I literally haven't
Guys in
made
the chat.
bro.
As
I don't think I've
Velle
made a point in the last 10
interrupted me
minutes that you
multiple
haven't
times
cut.
tonight, yes or
What are you
no?
talking about? I literally haven't made a point in the last 10 minutes that you haven't cut. What you lying
Right, so
for, bruv?
right, I'm asking a question to the chat, Velle.
The point that I was making, yeah. Wait. The point that I was making was that there was no shit in the river or in the drinking water before before leaving the European Union, because there was some standards that they set. They said that there was a governing body, outside governing body, that was watching it. The same thing with the energy prices. That's something that's a direct effect of Brexit. Like, so I don't know why you keep trying to act like there's.
I don't know why you keep banging on about it. I honestly don't. You, like I said before, at the start of the conversation, a good example of when I start speaking, he interrupts me, and he just said that he doesn't do it. Wow, you've just done it right now in front of everybody's face.
But you literally just said,
after crying, saying that you don't do it.
Bro, you literally just said, yeah, on the point that I just made.
So you're not going to allow me to respond to you?
Alright, you literally just said, yeah, on the point that I just made, you. Bro, are you alright, cuz?
No, you ask me questions. Rewind it 10 seconds. You ask me a question. You ask me a question.
I didn't even finish, bro.
And you allowed me 0 seconds to answer.
I didn't even finish the question.
No, you did.
Finish the question.
You did.
What was the question then?
Exactly. You've talked so much shit since that the question's now gone.
What was the question?
I've focused on you now talking shit.
What was the question? Tell me what the question is.
Shall we rewind it? We'll see the question, shall we?
You don't even know what the
question is. You pause the question.
Because bro.
Why are you getting so mad and triggered? You need to calm down.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
You need to calm down, Velle. You're getting triggered right now.
No one's able
Scale 1 to 10, 7 being the highest. How pissed off are you that we no longer be EU? That's what I want to know. That's the only question.
When was the last time there was shit and high energy prices in the UK beyond the flipping caps to set that it can't rise beyond a certain percent? Right now, it's rising beyond a certain percent. That's not a benefit of leaving Brexit, bro. I'm showing you all the
down
things
to
that have been
Brexit.
fucked up since leaving Brexit. That is down to Brexit.
Prove to me that's solely down to Brexit. Bring your stats and show me that's the direct result of Brexit. Now bring your stats.
So before Brexit,
no, that's your question. Now you're interrupting me. Show me the stats that says that's a result. 1 minute, Velle. I'm posing the question, guys. This is another example of him being a hypocrite, where he's saying that he doesn't interrupt people. I'm posing the question to him, and he's interrupting me instantly.
Fucking little shit weasel, man.
And you're a fucking mongo who's just talking shit, crying that we left the EU 4 years ago. You really are a lefty mongo.
But listen to you, brother. Who's a mongo? You just literally been bitching on the panel.
Who's a mongo? You're a mongo. Now you do. Now you're going all babs on us. Now you're going all babs on us. Who's a mongo?
Listen to you, bro. You fucking sound like fucking Deirdre Barlow barling on the panel about fucking Brexit's good, Brexit's good, all that.
And you sound like Diana Abbott's long-left nephew, who's just found out that you're related to it, has got an interest in politics, and you've gone fucking far left as you can.
All right, mate.
Quick, forget about that for now.
I think this conversation is going a bit west anyway, and my food has arrived, so I think it's a good time to bow out and leave.
Why are you running out?
Don't start going all and bumps on me. No.
Run then. Yeah.
Oh, is that how you're going? You are desperately.
Wait.
I'll make a bold
run.
Right, let me make a statement then before I win.
But I'm going to let you run in it. Run off.
Thank you. Right, do that. And let me make the statement before I win. A bold statement as well. I've absolutely demolished you on this conversation. Absolutely demolished you. All you come back with is emotional responses time at a time. I will put money on it that I walk away from this conversation with my head held high and based as always. Guys, I'm going to eat my chicken noodles with rotisserie chicken mixed into it. Ciao for now.
All right, bro, you literally chat shit, yeah.